Hi, I'm Sean. So let's talk Mercury Retrograde, because from July 17th to August 10th, the cosmic messenger is up to its old tricks. And trust me, it's a bit of a wild ride this time. But notice I didn't say dirty tricks. This is nothing to be scared of. We just need to be a bit careful. Like walking along a pool edge. Please scroll down for your sun and rising sign. First, a quick cosmic refresher. Mercury in astrology is the planet of communication, intellect, travel technology, all the stuff that keeps life buzzing. It's named after the Roman messenger god, and it absolutely rules how we think, talk, plan, and connect. If you're a Gemini or like me, a Virgo, you know this energy runs deep. I have a love-hate relationship with Mercury retrograde. I often suffer tech issues, but it's also a time for me to slow down and recalibrate. Now, what's a retrograde? Basically, it's when a planet appears to move backwards in the sky. It's an optical illusion, but astrologically, it means time to pause, reflect, and revisit the past. Retrogrades aren't about pushing forward, they're about course correcting and getting things right. So, when Mercury goes retrograde, things get, well, interesting. Communication glitches, travel chaos. Tech mishaps, surprise messages from exes or old friends. Yep, it's all on the table. But here's the thing. Mercury retrograde isn't just a cosmic spanner in the works. It's your chance to slow down, review, and refine how you express yourself. This particular retrograde lands in Leo, a sign all about creativity, self-expression, and bold leadership. Expect big, dramatic conversations, an urge to revive old creative projects, and maybe a few ego clashes. Watch out for misunderstandings that come from pride and double-check your words, especially in the heat of the moment. If you're feeling nostalgic about an old passion project or an ex pops up out of nowhere, that's Leo's influence. Reflect on how you show up, how you lead, and whether your actions truly match your heart. But wait, there's more. The cosmic weather is a little wild this time. This retrograde has some VIP guests hanging out. Pluto in Aquarius means deep revelations. Think tech scandals, whistleblowers, or sudden truths coming to light. Uranus in Gemini, another VIP on the list. Expect the unexpected in news tech and education. It's like a mind download, but you might hit a few bugs along the way. All this happens with Saturn and Neptune in Aries, pushing you to align your boldest dreams with discipline and spiritual purpose. So Mercury retrograde in Leo isn't just about delays or drama. It's a cosmic audit, an invitation to rethink how you express, lead, and innovate. Use this time to reconnect with your creative spark, tell your truth, and now, I've waffled enough, apologies, let's get into each sign. Hi Aries, so this retro is hitting your 5th house of fun, creativity, and children. At a very literal level, you could see things go wrong with entertainment plans, like buying movie tickets, if anyone still does that. Let's say you plan a wine tasting route on Saturday. You might find half the wine farms closed or something. But just go with the flow. You might discover a new farm. So this is just an example, but the idea is to just be accepting of changes in plans. At a deeper level, this transit may bring challenges in communication, particularly in expressing yourself or understanding others' creative ideas. It's a time to revisit past projects maybe, reevaluate romantic relationships, and refine personal creative endeavors. A quick warning, exes sometimes make an appearance. Think carefully about what you do here. Hi Taurus, this retrograde is in your 4th house of home, family, and roots. You might find the odd disruption happening in your house, like a pool leak or electric issues. Now would not be the best time to renovate. At a deeper level, it may bring up issues from the past, require revisiting past decisions about living situations, or cause communication difficulties within the family. Hi Gemini. This retro is firing up your 3rd house of communication, so be especially careful of emails, WhatsApps, and things like that. It may also affect relationships with siblings and neighbors, causing misunderstandings or conflicts. Okay, so let's get positive now. I think this period can also be beneficial for introspection, revisiting old ideas, and catching up with people from the past. Hi Cancer. This retrograde is happening in your 2nd house of money. Now don't be alarmed. All this means is be a little careful with financial things, like doing a bank transfer. Check the numbers 3 times. This transit could bring about delays in receiving payments, unexpected expenses, or the need to rework financial plans. It may also be a time to review spending habits and budgeting strategies. Be patient, the tide will turn. Hi Leo. So this retro is right bang in your 1st house of self and identity. This can be a powerful time for self-reflection. How do you see yourself, and how would like people to see you? Personally, I find I have a tendency to revisit past conversations or experiences, making it difficult to move forward. Watch thinking too much about past issues. This energy is the Eight of Swords in the tarot. This energy only lasts 3 weeks maximum, so don't stress or worry. Any self-doubt is temporary. Hello, Virgo. This retro is happening in your 12th house of the subconscious, solitude and healing. So this is an unusual retro. This transit can lead to a focus on subconscious thoughts, dreams and hidden aspects of oneself, potentially causing confusion or misunderstandings in relationships. It's a time to be mindful of impulsive actions and to rely on intuition and reflection. One last point to note. The 12th house deals with hidden things, and Mercury's retrograde can bring secrets to light or cause misunderstandings, especially in personal relationships. If you come across secrets, be careful what you do with them, as the Leo boxing ring could lead to difficulties. Hi Libra. This retrograde is in your 11th house of friendships, communities, goals, and amazing wishes coming true. During this time, don't be surprised if old friends suddenly pitch up. I think this retro is asking you to think about your social circles. You might find yourself reconsidering your current friendships and social networks, perhaps realizing that some connections are no longer serving your best interests, or that you need to nurture certain relationships more. Mercury retrograde can cause delays or setbacks in your plans related to your hopes and wishes. It's a time to be patient and adaptable, and to understand that things might not move forward as quickly as you'd like. Hi Scorpio. This retro is hitting your 10th house of career and public image. During a Mercury retrograde in the 10th house, you might get career challenges or public image issues. I think even long-term goals may be delayed a little. It's a time for reflection, re-evaluation, and revisiting past projects or unfinished business in these areas. This is actually positive in the sense that work issues from the past can be sorted out now. In terms of public image, be careful of how you are perceived and how you present yourself publicly. Misunderstandings or misinterpretations of your actions or words may arise quite easily, so just be a little careful and you'll be fine. Hi Sagittarius. This retrograde is hitting your 9th house of philosophy, travel and foreign places. At a literal level, double-check your travel plans if you have any during this period. At a deeper level, this transit can prompt a review of one's personal belief system and philosophical outlook. Maybe your existing perspectives might be challenged, leading to introspection and potential changes in worldview. This period can be a time of big personal transformation as you challenge your belief systems. Hi Cap. This retro is hitting your 8th house of intimacy, shared resources and change. At a literal level, this retrograde may bring up past unresolved issues over shared resources. Let's be optimistic. Maybe a tax refund from the past may come up. Debt issues can arise, and maybe an inheritance issue from the past may come up. Communication breakdowns with partners, especially regarding shared resources, may occur. Arguments or disagreements about finances and intimacy are possible. The 8th house deals with transformation, death, and the occult, too. Mercury retrograde may bring up these themes, leading to introspection and a deeper understanding of oneself. You may become more interested in research, psychology, and the mysteries of life. Maybe a tarot course, just an example. Hi Aquarius. This retro is in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships, even friends. I think this is a good time to revisit old conversations, clarify misunderstandings, and potentially reconcile with past partners or friends. However, it's also a period where miscommunications and disagreements can be amplified, so use your words wisely. Legal issues related to partnerships or contracts may sometimes also arise during this transit, requiring careful attention. Interesting past flames have a habit of coming up from the past, particularly on social media. I'm not giving you advice on that one. Hi Pisces. This retro is hitting your 6th house of day-to-day work, routines and health. So what does this mean? At a literal level, there could be some hiccups with your daily routines, like your local gym closes for renovations. Nothing too serious. On the health front, this is a good time to reevaluate your health routines. Maybe look at any habits you might be doing that is not too healthy. Donuts on a Sunday? Don't give those up. They're good for the soul. On the work front, expect potential disruptions and delays in your work projects, daily tasks, and that's about it.